Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, but they have a Patreon for not this game, but other games, because this one's completed. So, on the last Let's Play, we went to the smoke room, which I was correct. It was basically a womb for a woo. And Flynn was like, so, I wanted to show you this and a bit of myself. I didn't think you were going to bring my roommate and Carl over. I thought I made myself completely clear, which, no, brah, you didn't. Unless there's some subtext I'm missing. No, you didn't. But then we both left the room with the beavers in the corner and the tiger with the jar of grease and all that stuff sounding. And went outside to have a bit of talk, and he's like, I can't really think of how to say it all together. It's like, I don't know. Chase told Flynn that he was gay when he was younger, and Flynn's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to, but you were 15 and I was 18, not that. I'm not doing that, but Leo wanted to do that. And then you two are on each other's thing for, like, the entire time with a lot of PDA, and you also neglected all your friends. Because Jenna could come over to your house before you two guys were on each other, but then afterwards she, things were real tough over there, and she didn't have more escape routes and all that stuff, and you guys were jerks. So, oh, and also that Flynn and Leo had sex. And that was Thursday. Now it's Friday. So, gonna reset our face. I also kind of want to check, like, what is the timeline for things getting bad? Whatever. I think, like, today's the day when things go bad. I mean, I guess I could just go look. Oh, we're already back there. How do we quit? Or... Sorry, like, all of a sudden that thing came in my head and was like, well, now I have to look it up. Dude, I guess we could see. Oh, we haven't seen most of the scenes, but it do be like that. That one? Okay, third day. What is the day that usually goes bad? Friday's maybe the beginning of the end-ish. Okay, enough about that. Time to go splishy splash. I'm having a bath. Oop. That's not even the right route. I bring the tripod over my shoulder, wincing some as the metal pushes against my collarbone. I came, all the way out here to the oldest post office, but the camera battery won't stay in. I can't even turn the thing without physically pushing and holding the battery in place. Oh, is this because he had Carl accidentally break it? Carl must have fucked the thing up more than I originally thought. When I get back to the hotel, I'll have to see if I can fix it. Otherwise, I'll have to probably download some pictures off the county website and just narrate them over them. I should have scanned these photos when I found City Hall, because going back there now doesn't seem like a great idea. I close my eyes, letting my legs lead the way as I step through the tall grass and back onto the dirt road. It's hot today, way hotter than it usually is in late spring. It's called global warming. Everything is kinda hazy too, like there's wildfire air blowing downwind through Echo. Wildfire air, never heard of that before. Those usually drive my allergies nuts, but so far I'm not feeling too stuffed up or itchy. As screwed up as it sounds, I always kind of liked when there was a big fire in state. I mean, sure, it sucks, sneezing all the time and having my nose feel scratchy, but I love the burning smell. It reminds me of barbecues. And I have a barbecue. It doesn't smell like that now, though that does remind me. I pull up my phone. It's 10:03 a.m. Jenna texted earlier. Oh yeah, we had a thing to go to, right? Chase, Leah wants to set up a grill at the hill behind your house. Around early afternoon, I think. If you want to stop by, you can. When we were kids, sometimes my dad would let us roll our little charcoal grill up there and try cooking ourselves. My dad always said it was to keep the wide buffer between us and the house, so he didn't accidentally burn the place down. After Flynn set a bush on fire in our backyard during Labor Day, I kind of understood the sentiment. I exhale, shoving my phone back in my pocket. Interesting. He decided to schedule it while Flynn is still working. I bring my thumb and forefinger above my muzzle and press that space between my eyes. I sniff, smelling the faint scent of musty ash that seems to cling to my fur even after the shower I took this morning. And, just like that, my blood seems to cool. I get that weird stuttering feeling you have in your heart when you remember something you don't want to. Last night doesn't seem real. The wild sex party. I can't believe shit like that exists, just past where I grew up. How long has that place been around? It doesn't even have a name. I searched the address some more when I got home, but I didn't find anything online. I mean, I've been to gay bars before in Peyton, usually because some girl I'm friends with drags me there. But nothing quite like that. At least Daxton seemed to not hate it completely by the time we left. It turns out middle-aged horse guy was an old dastry, the term for people who really like a dastra. Huh. One sec. At least Daxton seemed to not hate it completely by the time we left. Oh, okay. Sorry, I guess I was lost in thought. Daxton and him hit it off pretty well while I was away. Carl, meanwhile, was already passed out in my car by the time we got back. Oh, so, Daxter's gonna get some horsewoo. Unless the horse is like a bottom. You never know. People say that I look like a top, and that's not so much the case. It was an awkward car ride home. Horsecock. A strange sense of sad nostalgia takes hold of me as I approach the faded white, old brick structure that was my home. The white picket fence that surrounds the exterior is all but gone now. A few remaining posts are scattered all over the yard, some half buried in the loose, barren topsoil. I remember Dad always made me paint it every summer, and I'd pitch a huge fit because I hated it. Working in 110 degrees temperature with sketchy bramble getting stuck in my pads, not to mention the dirt on the paintbrush. Ugh. What is up with dads and having painting things every summer? Like, I'm not against it because like sometimes I'd be bored when I didn't have a YouTube channel before, so I'm like, okay, paint with friends. But it's like my dad would also have me paint the fence during the summer, with spray can, and it's like, okay, what is up with going, it's the most hot and humid time of the year in eastern Texas, let's go paint the fence. And it's like, no. Why not during wintertime? When it's like at the hottest 70 degrees and at the coldest, at least during the day, like 40. You can get like warm days during the summer. You don't get cold days during the winter. No, wait. You can get warm days during the winter. You can't get cold days during the summer. Not in Texas. Coldest you get is like 90 degrees during the night. And humid. Anyway, sorry. Dad was happy with how it was never happy with how it turned out. He was happy, never happy. Anyway, he'd yell at me for laziness and doing a poor job. He claimed I had no aptitude for work. First, placing the blame on me for playing too many video games, then Leo for having me woo him. People are supposed to have a sense of satisfaction in the work, but every moment away from an escapist diversion seemed to make me miserable. I'd coop myself up in my room with with a big ass, plug-in fan, watching TV and daydreaming about fictional guys, and eating just an absurd amount of cereal. I sigh as I walk over an old plot where Mom's garden used to be. According to City Hall, this place is abandoned and condemned now. I step up to the window of my old bedroom, squinting through the dusty glass and spying the familiar turquoise shag carpet inside. Turquoise? All the furniture is gone, and spiderwebs hang from every corner. There is some graffiti on the wall as well, a gang sign, or something that looks like a crooked red number 8. Seeing it, I'm left with a feeling of unease, like the sanctity of what was once mine had been taken away. I don't exactly pine for the days of being stuck in there, but there's this overwhelming pang of awareness that those times have passed and are never coming back. I know that feeling. The worries I had growing up are gone, and replaced with even worse ones. Replaced by these visceral, very adult concerns about money, jobs, debt. And I'll never have a group of friends like I did back then. Ones that would want to murder each other and have sex. A sharp whistle breaks my train of thought. I spin around to see the silhouette of two figures up on the hill, overlooking the house. Leo and Jenna. After a moment, TJ walks up next to them and waves. Hi, Chase. Oh, it's just music. I lift my paw up, offering a limp wave in return, extremely gaily. Next thing I know, TJ's making his way down the slope, Leo right behind him. Jenna follows shortly after. Chase, it's good to see you again. Nice to see you too. The lynx looks tired, all things considered. The tips of his fur tinged with orangish dirt of the area. Still, he's beaming at me regardless. It's good to see you too, actually. TJ cocks his head. Actually? I blink. Yeah, what do you mean by that, Otter? Leo has a stern voice, his eyes hard upon me. I mean, you know what I mean. A smirk appears at the edge of the wolf's muzzle as he steps up to me, slugging my shoulder with enough force to sting a bit. Well, astonishingly, it's good to see you as well. I wince a bit from the blow. Leo reaches over and ruffles my head fur. Sorry. He grins a bit awkwardly. He seems cheery overall. It's hard to believe he's the same Leo that just yesterday was hiding in a bathroom cupboard. I was hiding in a bathroom cupboard from. I try not to look too tense. Next time, hit him harder. Jenna gives me an edged look, though there's warmth in her eyes. Jenna. She looks me over and glances towards the road. I'm surprised you didn't drive. We found a picnic table in one of the yards of the abandoned houses. We set it up over there. He points to the base of the hilltop, where, sure enough, an old wooden picnic table sits. And TJ okay with this? Yeah, stealing's a mortal sin. The lynx frowns, digging his toes into the dirt. Well, as long as we put it back when we're done. You're becoming quite the rebel, TJ. Next thing you're gonna swear. I manage to smile at him. He looks slightly aghast, though Leo chuckles. We should put the hot dogs on the grill now. The bacon won't take as long. Jenna turns, walking away over the table. Beside it is a green portable propane grill, like the sort used for camping trips. On top of the grill are a couple of Ziploc bags. We're going to grill up these fancy pepperjack hot dogs when we get gotten Peyton, and some applewood smoked bacon. That sounds good. We've got some tofu dogs for Carl, just like old times, yeah? I've hoped we've gotten better at cooking since then, but where's Carl? Leo shrugs, TJ chiming in. Maybe he slept in? It's kind of early. For him, I mean. We make our way over to Jenna. Leo's tail wags slightly as he walks. I set my gear down and peer at the table. The thing is dirty as hell, probably over a decade of dust and weather etched on the wood and metal. I can't remember what neighbor this belonged to. Over the years, there were so many. Usually hippies or retirees, seeking to get away from the hustle and bustle of urban and even suburban living. Most became rather disillusioned with the idea of Echo being some lovely desert escape after about a month of living here, though. I glance up at Leo. He looks back at me. He's taken the hot dogs out of the packaging and send them up on the grill. The wolf doesn't say anything, and neither do I. He keeps making the same faintly awkward smile whenever I look at him too long. TJ and Jenna have sat down at the table and are digging through their weathered backpack. Jenna takes out some paper plates, send them out a small stack, and weighing them down with a rock so they don't blow away. Fair enough. It seems kinda unhygienic. Don't worry, we don't eat off that one. She looks up over at me. We'll just give it a chase. TJ frowns and shakes his head. I sigh, furrowing my brow some. You're just trying to kill me, girl. Look, I'm sorry I haven't been around as much this whole trip. I didn't pick your guys' route. I picked your guys' route first. You know how it is. Whoever's route I pick, I stick with that person and pretty much ignore everyone else. I kinda regret it too. Really? The Fennec responds with a tone of faint surprise, though when we lock eyes, she seems to waver some. She crosses her arms over her tank top chest, looking down, then back up again. Yeah, he invited me to a sex party. There were so many Fennec dudes there, and I mean only dudes, getting fucked by other dudes. It's okay. It's been an interesting few days for us. I raise a brow inquisitively. Yeah, same here. Jenna smiles some, with in an apologetic fashion, and I move to sit next to her. TJ reaches into a bag and holds up a few bottles of condiments to me. We got jalapeno ketchup, relish, spicy mustard, and a baggie of chopped onions. Sounds delicious, TJ. Yes, I know. It's in spice overload. But it was to appease Leo's iron palate. Hearing his name, Leo waves at us. You know, I read an article once that people who like spicy foods have masochistic tendencies. I guess masochistic is you like getting hurt. I don't know. I like spicy food. Jenna rolls her eyes, glancing at Leo, then back at me. Only you could confirm that in Leo's case. As for the article, yes, I've heard that before. It's pop psychology, and based off survey statistics. What about me? One of Leo's ears flicks to the point in our direction. Jace was just telling us about your masochistic tendencies. Leo stops what he's doing, looking at us with slightly widened eyes. My what? Oh god. I cover my face with my paw. Tch, I wouldn't say I'm into that. You shouldn't be talking about people behind their back, Chula. He says this teasingly, stretching out some aluminum foil on the grill and placing the strips of bacon on it. Someone should have told you that earlier. You've been talking about Chase non-stop this week. Leo stiffens some, then tries to laugh it off. What? Was just worried about him. I mean. He looks at me. With Flynn being all unstable and shit. And unstable, and maybe you having sex with him. I wasn't saying I went to his house, but you were. Oh yeah, I thought you were there. TJ flinches at the swearing. I'm surprised Lynx was unperturbed during the masochistic talk. Maybe he doesn't know what that is? I read my arms apprehensively, peering at Jenna. What sort of stuff was he saying about me? Jenna looks in that wry way she does when she finds herself in a position of advantage over Leo. Leo looks over at her, anxious. Nothing bad, Otter. I bet my neck. Maybe it's best if you two find some time to talk alone today. The fennec looks at Leo as if having delivered an act of supreme mercy. Leo in turn looks grateful, keenly aware he has become indebted by the act. Right. We were planning on that anyway, I think. Jen just nods. Good. Y'all need to stop distracting the cook here. Chase, can you? Past the sizzle of the grill, the clomps of hooves and dirt become audible. TJ cranes his neck to peer past Leo, then smiles. Carl! And, oh, hi. Yo. Hi. Carl immediately plops himself down at the table, across from me, the ram rubbing his eyes with his fists. Daxon, meanwhile, lingers at his end. His eyes are on me, as if waiting for something. Oh, hey Daxon. I didn't know you were coming. Carl invited me. I wasn't really doing much else today. Also, I was doing that horse guy. Ooh. I put on a smile, but seeing the two just sort of reminds me of last night. Good to meet you. I'm Jenna. Jenna offers a quick nod. Meanwhile, TJ seems to bolt up, offering a paw to the tall salamander. Hi, I'm TJ. Good to meet a friend of Carl's. Also, I'm Christian. Do you want to join Jesus' side? Daxon looks a little surprised, shaking TJ's paw before looking back at me. He still has the same expectant expression on his face. Daxon? Flynn's roommate, right? Leo strolls up beside him, spatula in grasp. I'm said roommate, yeah. Wait, you look familiar. Leo squints. You the Vespa guy? Oh yeah, and all Dexter knows is that he's the evil X. Daxon looks back towards the road. Yeah, I drive a Vespa. Why? Leo lets out a humored noise, rubbing his brow with his free paw as he grins. You came to my dad's shop about the oil leak in that thing. Daxon blinks in realization. Oh, over his old auto shop in Peyton. Yeah, I went there. That thing was a damn nightmare. At first, I thought we were just using the wrong type of oil, since that's the most common reason. People don't know they gotta use motorcycle oil, which lathers the transmission, gears, valves, and all that. Plus, it's less thick. But the thing was still leaking. So next, I drained the overflow tube on the airbox and troubleshooted. It took me about 2 hours until I figured out that it had to do with the piston rings being worn out. Problem is, your little ride's a damn special overseas import, yeah? There's no place that has replacement parts needed for at least 7,000 miles. I inherited it from my uncle in the old country. I guess that's why it took so long? Yeah, can't say I ever worked on a machine that's prior to you, like that prior to you. So, thanks for the experience. Like I was saying, my dad owns that place. I'm Leo Adverus. Leo extends out a paw, though with less gusto than TJ. Leo. Yeah, I see Daxon's gaze flick to me, his lips pulling a bit tighter on his smooth face. He takes the paw, shaking it. Leo perks a brow. Judging by the look on your face, you heard of me? A wee bit. All good, I hope, huh? Leo smiles lopsidedly. Not really, but whatever. Yeah, they were shit-talking you. This was aggressive irk from most of us. The salamander withdraws his hand, and Leo looks a little gobsmacked. Your roommate's Flynn, so I guess that's to be expected. Daxon shrugs, then moves to sit at the table next to me. Chase, if you got a minute, could we talk later? Well, yeah, you have to do that after Jenna and Leo. And maybe TJ. Sure. The salamander looks grateful, but doesn't elaborate further. Leo, meanwhile, stands there, rotating the spatula in his paws, with his eyes on the dirt. After a moment, he turns, heading back to the grill, with an expression on his face that I can't quite make out. Jenna props her chin up with her paw, smiling faintly at Daxton. Wow. What? Nothing, just musing out loud. Where are you from, Daxton? The salamander rests his hands on the table, rubbing his thumbs together. I've been living here in Echo for a year or two. Before that, I was in Colesville, where I grew up. Ugh. Jenna stopped smiling. Colesville? Really? What? What's wrong with Colesville? Everything, dude. Colesville. Isn't that the place with the lampposts that have cowboy hats on top of them? Oh yeah, they have the cobblestone streets there. I went there for a field trip once. That place is too rich, even for me. They put up those creepy, smiling native mannequins on the sidewalks and as decorations. Like it isn't grossly offensive, noting its history. Oh yeah, they shot that one big Western film there. The one with Jack Gillahue searching for some family's daughter that got abducted by the Meseta. Oh, was that a reference to like the Searchers or whatever it was? Town sort of wrote off the fame of that movie for the past 40 years, from what it seems like. You're racist, Daxton. Daxton looks at all of us, crosses his arms tightly over his chest. It hasn't been doing as well as it used to. Westerns aren't exactly as big as they used to be. It's kind of a shame that. It's not a surprise, noting how tasteless most of them were. We were watching, like, Blazing Saddles recently, I think that's what was called. It's a funny movie, but man, they used the hard R word, or, you know, the N word, more than that Tarantino movie Django Unchained. It's like, oh, he said it. He said it. There, he said it. Okay, everyone's just saying the N word now. Okay. Sure. Carl shifts in the seat a bit awkwardly. TJ speaks up. Speaking of Old West stuff, how goes the project, Jace? Leo said you couldn't hang out with us because you're working on it. Jenna reaches into a backpack and pulls out a notebook, laying it out in front of her. We were bored at the motel, so we did some research ourselves. If you want to discuss your findings, that is. I feel a little put on the spot, mainly since most of what I've done so far has been shooting B-roll. Apparently, my house used to be a castle. A castle? Yeah. I looked up Carl's house at City Hall. The record showed this big, medieval-looking place. There was some sort of collapse in 1950. Living in a castle would have been pretty cool. Not that I need more space, but you get what I mean. House Hendricks, the Lords of Echo. I would watch that show. Would probably have too much sex and violence for you, man. I mean, yeah. If we know about James Hendricks the First, buddy, I truly doubt there'd be much of the former with you in him. Carl let out a little snicker before drifting his gaze to the sizzling grill nearby. Even Daxton seems to smirk a bit, if you say so. If TJ flinches at the lewd talk, and Jenna quickly shifts her tone. Continue, Chase. Well, like, that's the thing. Carl's ancestors found the town, but I think Flynn's family are the ones who mainly controlled it during the 20th century. There are tons of Moreau names in the records for leadership positions. We were too busy making ice cream, I guess. Speaking of, I'm starving. How much longer, man? He calls out to Leo, the wolf looking over his shoulder. Unless you want your hot dogs medium rare, just a little longer, yeah? Jenna waves off the boy's banner, speaking to me again. That's strange. Noting Flynn's species, reptilians weren't really trusted by majority society in this country until relatively recently. I shrug. I'm not sure whether it's relevant to what I'm trying to cover. I mean, I haven't been able to find anything about the initial 1877 hysteria incident. It's like all those files are just gone. I pause, chewing my lower lip as I remember something. There were some legal documents I found, concern the mine? I don't know, but go on. There was a mention of some sort of messed up murder happening in the mine in 1915, but that somehow resulted in a riot. No mention what made the 1877 hysteria event, though. Jenna pulls her notes up, her eyes bouncing left and right as she speed reads. That's interesting. You mentioned the year earlier, 1915? The census records show there's a large drop of population between 1910 and 1920. I couldn't find any economic justification for it, since the mine continued to operate, and the railroad line still serviced Echo. Daxon holds up his hand. So, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on what you guys are trying to figure out here. Are you saying that these mine murders caused Echo to lose all its people? The correlations do not imply causation, but this is for Chase's video report, not an academic paper. You know how it is. Being interesting is more important than being thorough. Your piece should be called Top 10 Reasons Echo Depopulated from Evil Miner Murder. You won't believe Reason 2. Like, throw some boobs up on the thumbnail image and post it on Pueblo website. I frown. I'm used to hearing how internet age has made modern journalism sort of a joke now, but still stings. This isn't for the website or anything. It's just a class project. Then it matters even less, dude. You're not even getting paid. Hell, you're paying them thousands. They should give you some slack. I need to build up my portfolio because right now, all it has is a fluff piece about Pueblo GSA's Pride concert. That's all it is. You still got a few more days, Chase. It isn't like you can't do the project and hang out with this at the same time. Daxon looks a tad hangdog, speaking up from beside me. What is a hangdog? I hope I'm not imposing on y'all's reunion time. I'll see what I can do, but you're fine, Daxon. The thought strikes me that tomorrow is the day Flynn plans to question TJ. I don't think anyone will be in much of a hanging out mood after that. Maybe I should warn him? After yesterday, I don't know if I should give a damn what Flynn wants, what TJ wants. But maybe that's too harsh. Maybe I just don't want to think about him right now. I hear the sound of heavy steps on the soil, and the wafting smell of cooked meat fills my nose. Glancing up, Leo standing over me. He holds out a pair of tongs with a plate of bacon and hot dogs. I don't think I've done bacon and hot... Oh, wait. I was like, ooh, how much time we were? Like, maybe 15 minutes? And it's like, nope, we're at the 30-minute mark. But whatever, we can keep going. Buns and booze are in the cooler. As if rehearsed, Jenna picks up a small plastic cooler from beside the table. She rips open the packaging and distributes the buns accordingly. Isn't it just alcohol in there? TJ sounds disappointed. I got you some juice pouches, Tej. Don't you worry. Yay, thank you. Can I have the blood of Christ every day? He smiles apprehensively, appreciatively. Daxon seems to peer curiously at the links before taking a hot dog for himself. Leo looks a bit reluctant towards Daxon. You guys, eat meat? Daxon's already absolutely covered his hot dog with ketchup. By you guys, you mean salamanders? Leo nods. I finally get a bun and begin to assemble my hot dog, wrapping it in bacon. Yep, we eat meat. My grandpa used to say that you should never trust somebody who doesn't. Carl looks up. Except for Carl. He's cool and trusty as all hell. Does Carl and I eat meat? Like, I don't know. How do people do stuff in this universe? Like, you know. Ren'Py tries to force a tofu dog into his maw to hide the big smile forming on his muzzle. Jenna looks at them curiously, waiting for TJ to finish placing relish on his cut-up. Bunless dog. Carl swallows, speaking up finally. I guess your grandpa was at least half wise, dude man. Daxton shakes his head. Nah, not really. He was a major speciesist and hated Jews. Wait, there are Jews in this universe? I mean, I guess if there's Christianity, then yeah. TJ chokes on his juice a little, and Jenna pats his back a few times. Whose grandpas didn't? I mean, hell, the most anti-Semitic people, also Jewish people. That's a fact. I don't know, I'm just making up shit. Don't quote me on anything. I watched Fiddler on the Roof, I can say that. Some kind of joke about The Simpsons and watching Fiddler on the Roof, so it counts. So can I have $10,000? God, when heart surgery was like just $10,000. Anyways, TJ stares at them, furrow-browed and wide-eyed. Mine. Boys. Now I'm just thinking, I know we're over time, but now I'm just thinking because it was like that the company had to pay for like him having heart surgery or something. I don't know. In a different thing or some kind of thing. Jenna gives us a look, speaking in that same old maternal tone she's been using since she was 10. I merely shake my head. Leo comes around and sits at the remaining spot at the end of the table. Chase. I look up quickly, finishing my bite of bacon. That's my name. Was gonna ask you earlier. I got my speaker set up, hooked my playlist on my phone. Pick us out some music, will ya? He gestures to a pill pod looking thing, with his phone sticking out near the end of the grill. Any guidelines? Stay out of the sample music folder. Is this the home movies thing? He smirks. What a callback. I rise up to my feet and head over to the speaker. I pick it up and squint at the phone screen, the overhead sun catching quite a glare. I see a few playlists on there. What should I pick? Hip hop chill mix? Chills Angel and Rock ERP, Pop Summer Jams, / Beach Playlist. Well, we are a bit over time. And this is the thing that actually dictates whether we get the good ending or the bad ending. So, we're going to call it here. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please comment. Guys, like, comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos. Do up and grow, and please remember animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and get the newest version earlier, then bugger off. Sorry, press that button in my head again. The game's finished, but they have a Patreon where they do other games. I think it's mostly the Adastra spin-offs, maybe? I don't know. Be interesting to see. And until next time, another Let's Play by me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Sorry, I've been doing a whole bunch of visual novels. I feel good about it, but then all of a sudden, every now and then, I'm like, brain run out of words. Making stuff things. So, thanks and see ya.